What's going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new deck profile video. We're doing things a little bit differently today, just based on scheduling and stuff. But I am here with my friend Colin. How you doing, Colin?
I'm not bad. How about you, Winter Kills?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate you doing this profile.
No problem. Thanks for having
Um,
me.
no problem. Yep. So he ended up getting first place at a recent VIP qualifier, the same one I went to. I posted my Swordsoul profile for you guys to see. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link to it up in the top right. And a lot of you guys wanted to see this profile as well because I wasn't playing the Halq build and he is playing the Halq build, so you guys can kind of compare the two and see the differences between the two. So we're just gonna run through the deck list here a little bit. I'll run through it in like sort of pieces based on engines, and then I'll give him a chance to explain any choices or anything he wants to bring up about a certain specific card. So obviously we have Despot here at the beginning. It's for the Halq engine, but then moving into the Swordsoul cards, we have 3 Ecclesia, 3 Moyi, 2 Taie, 3 Longyun, 3 Emergence, and 1 Blackout. So anything specific you want to say about these ratios? I mean, they're pretty standard.
Yeah, they're pretty standard. I would say some people like to play the one Taya, and I definitely don't think that is correct because it takes away all of every ounce of this deck's grind game. Not really, but like most of it, because you really need the Taya turn two, in my opinion, especially if you're playing like a lower Tenyi lineup, like I am kinda, because I'm not playing like as much Vessel and much Vishuda and all that stuff. So it does take away grind game if you take it to one, and also banishing off desires really sucks, and that does come up once in a while. But I
Yeah,
don't think it's
definitely.
like that's not what I'm accounting for the most. It's just like you want the second one in deck, like for a lot of different reasons, and it's come up way too many times. I've tried it at one though. It just you need it at two, and then the three Moyu standard, three Long Long standard, and then also a lot of dispute between two and three Ecclesia, as I'm sure you know. The third Ecclesia, honestly, it's probably correct to play two of it. I'm gonna say that. It is a really good going second card, but it's like for being named Incredible Ecclesia, it's not so incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's a deck that has so many normal summons already. It definitely can make hands
yes,
awkward.
right. You already have essentially like just yeah, you literally have 8 normal summons with Emergence being one, but like Ecclesia is not bad. It definitely should be played. It's nice because going second in this version, you could just use it for a tuner extender for Halq. That's like what I come to find using it more than actual effect,
Uh,
because she gets slammed by Ash so hard,
yeah.
and because it eats your normal and then you have nothing. So
Mhm.
I also do like her because she plays around things like like there can be only one.
Yep.
Funny
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
because she could spec herself, and then you can long young or normal summon Mo Yi, and then you could like sync that way. It's nice when you like long young and then her, because then it really plays around Teasby really well for Baron. Like she has really good applications in certain scenarios. It's just she can be like a little bricky, and like it depends. Like she going first, she's horrible, but going second, she's like really good. But you don't want to see her like multiples. It's weird, but
Yeah.
I'm unsure about the ratio there.
All right. So and then emergence, blackout. Anything about those or
Standard. You can't. You definitely cannot play two blackout.
yeah.
It's not good right now.
So we have the 3 Otera, 3 Ashina, 3 Vishuda, and then 2 Vessel for the
It's
Dragon Cycle.
two Vishuda. Two
Yeah,
Vishuda.
2 Vishuda. My bad. Yeah, 2
You're
Vishuda.
good. You're good.
Um, so a couple things that I personally noticed based on how I
Mhm.
played my list. Our Tenyi lineup for monsters are like 99% the same. I went for 3 Otter, 3 Ashina, 2 Vishuda. But I was
Yeah.
also playing the Shithana. And I was still playing the 2 Vessel, also playing 2 Circle, but I get, not playing Circle because of E-Telly, which makes
Right.
sense. So,
It's
first question is why no Shithana? And for some
okay.
other people at home, they're probably wondering how come you're not maxing out all the tennies? Walter Jewell, he swears by it, 3 3 3 3 of every card. So you go ahead and explain.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd say my reasoning on the reason for the no. Also, we'll start with the Satana or whatever it's called, the
The
something.
Tenny Spirit
Um.
something, as DB Grinder calls it.
So that I used to play this deck. Like I played this deck when it came out for like a few months, and I ended up landing on the something, and I did like it for that format because everybody started to find that Ghost Ogre was really good on Mo Yi, and I think that was like the best way to answer it because of like you could like if they say they ogre Moyi, you could vessel into the something, and you could same thing with the
Ashina?
circle,
Yeah.
and if you hard draw Ashina, correct. So those were like a lot of like that was a lot of good reasoning for it, and then the other thing was like imperm and veilers on Moyi or whatever Taie. Like imperm and Valor on them, and you could like chain the dragon circle and then summon the something, right? Those were like the two like biggest scenarios for playing it, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So here's the thing: I've seen like a lot of ogre like be cut from the main deck because of the Despia deck coming out, and like if it wasn't for the Despia deck, I would be playing the blue one, but it's not. It's like a half brick. Like it's not a brick, but like I just didn't see it like without playing Dragon Circle. Very it wasn't worth it without the Dragon Circle in my opinion, and like because like the like Vessel and Ashina are only good for having it in the deck if ogres and if you're ogred, right?
Yeah.
So like because like you can't if they imper Mo you can't Ashina or Vessel into the blue guy, so it doesn't actually fix that problem. Whereas like if you ogre you can, but ogre is not played as much in my opinion. So I kind of like I don't hard lose to ogre. I'm not saying that, but like I definitely just took away from like beating ogre a little bit. I definitely like you could beat, and the way I beat like imperm Valor is like the e-telly thing. So like that's why I'm also cutting away from the Satama. I just didn't see it needed in this version specifically because you're already playing the despot brick.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to be adding more bricks. Like I like to make my deck as consistent as possible. So that's the reason for that. And the three Adara, three Ashina, two Vishuddha, and two Vessel ratio was in my opinion like the 10 slots is like perfect. But I did play three Adara because you start with Adara with the Halq version. You can start by summoning Adara like it's a starter almost. Like you could special Adara and normal a hand trap and it's full combo, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's like that brings more consistency and like it gives me more value, and I like that Adara. Like Adara is just better going first, right? Whereas Vishuddha doesn't like do anything going first, rather without like Ashin or Vessel. So that's the only reason I played the three. Three Adara over the like, and then the two Vishuddha, like I said, it's kind of like it's not a brick. It's just it doesn't do anything going first, right?
Not as good as the other two Tenyis going first.
Right, in my opinion, it's just not as good as the other two, and then it needs Vessel. It's like a 2-card combo if you open Vishuddha. At the worst, it's just something to reveal off Moyi, but that's the reason for those ratios, really.
Yeah, another thing too regarding the Adara is like I see a lot of people do this. They'll start Adara, then normal Moyi, and then deal something. Then it gives their opponent two options. They're like, okay, do I imperm the Moyi, and then are they gonna Halq me, or do I let the Moyi walk because I want to save the hand trap for Halq? So it definitely adds a lot to the deck in terms of playing games.
It makes hand trap awkward. Like I feel what they do. Here's what they do. They hold imperm for Qishao, and why that still doesn't matter is because you're just linking Qishao and Adara into Halq that way.
Yeah.
So that's actually came up this weekend. Some guy was like, "Oh, he just held the imperm for Qishao." I drew off Moyi, and then I linked into Halq and did the full thing anyway. Just didn't make Qishao. I made what's his name? I made Berserker, Herald, and I think the Long Young Sinker or something. But
pretty good.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like imperm just never matters when you spec Adara. So that's exactly why I like 3 of it too. Yeah, good point.
Okay. So yeah, that's everything for Tenyis and Swordsouls. Now moving on, we have I'll just read out the rest of the list here. We have 3 E-Telly, 1 Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Pot of Desires, 1 Call by the Grave, 3 Infinite Impermanence, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and 3 Ghost Bell and Haunted Man. So first thing I'll ask you is why do you play Call by the Grave and Swordsoul? Who plays that in Swordsoul?
Yeah, that's just a terrible card.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Absolutely terrible. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna cut it.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Well, I think Call by the Grave, we all know why it's so good right now, especially.
Yeah.
But it's obviously good for any hand trap, and like this deck is really good at going second, and Called by can like hit a lot of things going second as well, other than just the branded in red. It hits like any hand trap. It can like sometimes, like I'd say like 50% of the time, depends how they play it, but you can like trade with snow sometimes. But yeah, like called by is a very, very solid card, so we don't gotta talk too much about that.
Yeah.
But the one desires obviously.
God
The
card.
reason for the one cosmic, okay, is because people are like, oh, Blackout's a Mystic Mine out. It's not actually a Mystic Mine out if they're not stupid. So they are going to sit on Mystic Mine, and I seen a weird spike in Mystic Mine, like because I don't know why, but I guess it's good against Despia. I don't know too much about that, but apparently Mystic Mine is really good against Despia. And I'm not playing the Dragon Circle right now in this list, so I had to play Cosmic. Like I don't concede game ones to Mystic Mine. I just don't believe in that. I think that's poor deck building. In my opinion. But yeah, that's why the one Cosmic is there, and it also trades with Scythe like usual.
Yep.
You can like I said, you could force the Branded in red. Like it doesn't really force it because they can make like other things, but like it definitely like isn't the like at least you're not getting Guardian Chimered.
Yeah.
That's all. But like it's not there for the Branded red or anything. But like I said, that's what it's there for mostly, and it trades well with other things. It's like good for skill drain and stuff. E-Telly is like the reason I opted to play E-Telly is okay, so a lot of scenarios this deck loses to Token Collector, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like pretty well. Like you could beat it with Tenny's like essentially, but it requires you to open up specific because they are still outing the normal summon token every time. So when you go normal Moyi reveal and they go Token Collector and then get this game 2 or 3. Some people even like main 1 to dump it, whatever, off the Shooting Riser. But if you E-Telly, like they pop your token, you E-Telly, you summon Ogre. They have Token Collector there. You sync Moyi and Ogre into Yazi. You draw off the Moyi still, so you're not losing the value there. And then you could just use Yazi, pop the Token Collector, and then make Taie banish Moyi, and then just you can go from there. So that was like one of the biggest reasons I liked E-Telly. On top of that, obviously it's full combo as well with any normal summon. So
yeah, very versatile card.
It's more consistent. And on top of that, you could like set it and use it as an interruption, like the E-Telly if you don't ever end up using it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of versatility with the card. There's more versatility with it than I think there is the Dragon Circle. Because a lot of times Dragon Circle like kind of like nets for negging in a lot of hands, in my opinion. Like it can neg sometimes because you're forced to just search with it. But whereas E-Telly, you just normal hand trap, E-Telly, link and a Halq. So I don't know. I definitely have been like going back and forth even after the event about Circle because I really like a lot of applications that Dragon Circle gives. I do like that, like how it dodges Ogre and Imperm, and it also is a Mystic Mine out, so I can like cut Cosmic as well. We'll move on from there. Sorry for that long
all good
spiel.
All good.
But so I had I played 3-6. Yeah, I played 10 hand traps. Okay, so like I usually like playing more of the hand traps than this, but I did play Cosmic and Called By, so that you can consider those quote unquote going second carries and Vashuda and stuff. But this deck does not require you to open 2 hand traps. If you do, that's great, and sometimes you do like you do open 2 hand traps, but you don't necessarily have to in this deck, especially when like the Scythe is being played a lot less. Like 1 hand trap and then like your engine cards can usually blow through most fields.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I played those, and like specifically Imperm and Ash are good against Despia. They're good against like generically good against like most things. Ogre was not great against Despia, but I did Ogre and Albaz this weekend.
Yes, that does come up sometimes. It's very good.
Yes, but you do have to play Ogre for E-Telly, and Ogre still beats the adventure cards, and also it beats Flunder Field Spell. It still has applications. You can Ogre the Mirror still. Like It's still not the worst, but it's definitely the worst of the 3 I'm playing or the 4 I'm playing. And then Bell was really good against like also adventure cards, and then it's good against Branded in red, but that's if they don't have Lost. So that's like getting like that was a little weird because like there was some times where like I played the Despia player, and game 1 he didn't Brandon and Lost, and then game 2 he did Brandon and Lost, but I had Bell, both are game 2, not game 1. So it was like I don't know how I feel about that. Um, I don't know, it was solid over the weekend, but I just don't know if I'll continue playing Bell because Bell can it seems like it's awkward a lot because the good players are starting with Brandon and Lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of dead every time almost.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's there's never a great window, and Bell's terrible against the mirror.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how I feel about Bell. Um,
Luckily, I mean, Bell's usually ends up being pretty decent against a lot of other decks like Prank Kids and Eldritch, so like,
yeah, it randomly was good because actually I played a Swordsoul player and he did play Summit, and I
oh, that's
belled the Summit.
hilarious.
I belled Summit, and he was like, "Huh."
That's funny.
Yeah. So that's the main deck. 43 cards.
Yep. And then extra deck here, we have 1 Shaman, 2 Monk, obviously Halq, Rorodon,
Yep.
Yazi, a double Chijiao, 1 Boxia, Berserker, Herald, and Chao Fang, and then the 3 level 10s. So anything you want to mention about the extra deck there? One thing I noticed specifically is the one of Boxia.
Yes. So that if I could play 16 cards on my extra deck, it would be the second Boxia. But it's funny enough, it literally never came up once this weekend that I needed the second one. I since I came back to play this deck from Birds, it literally has only ever came up once that I needed the second one, but I didn't lose the game. I just went for something else. So, I mean, obviously I want to play two because it makes it more comfortable when you're going for the Chao Fang play. To have two, it's just I have no room. The only thing I could cut would be either Shaman or the Chow Funky.
Chao Funky,
And
yeah.
I don't know. That's the only 2 cards that I can cut, but Shaman came up so much this weekend. I don't know why or how, but every time I get debarriered, it seems like I just end up playing Shaman control. I swear.
Yeah.
I just summon a monk and start popping their field, and then it's I don't know. It's super weird how that always lines up, but I don't know. So I'm still unsure about the extra deck. I think that Boxia definitely does belong at 2 in my opinion. It's very hard to find space in this extra deck.
Yeah.
But Chao Feng never really comes up for me. But now that people are starting to side deck Nibs for game 2, because now that Swordsoul and Despia is not playing around it because it's not being played, people are going to start playing it, which nets for Chao Feng to be summoned games 2 and 3. So I was gonna consider cutting it, but now I've seen everybody's doing Nib now to surprise you with it because no one's playing around it.
Yeah.
Now you gotta play around it, so that's debatable. And then, like I said, Shaman is really good against dimensional barriers, so it's tough. It's really, 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 really tough. And the reason I liked Herald was because Herald beats things like Droplet, so I guess you could cut that. But a lot of people also save Ash for Yazi, the Yazi pop.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so what I do is I sync the Despot and one of the tokens into into Herald, and they're like, oh shit. And then you go Ashina to spec Adara from deck.
Yep.
And then you sync in a Yazi there, and it makes it a lot harder for them now. It's they never get a good window to do anything.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I also like that it takes away from Droplet. It's really good against Despia because the brand diffusion just banishes all their targets they send. So it was really good this weekend. So it's just the extra deck's tough. It's in a tough spot for me at the moment in the Halq version.
Yeah, that's usually the case with the Halq version. That's why me personally have moved away from it. I mean, I understand the Halq version has tons of good benefits to it. I've played the version before, but that is one of the nicest things is you get to free up potentially 2 to 3 extra deck spots.
Oh yeah, you have actually without the Halq version, you probably have an extra deck spot that you can do whatever you want with.
Yeah, no, definitely. Really nice. I like the flexibility.
Yep.
So now we'll move into the side deck here where we have 3 DD Crow, 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 copies of Lightning Storm, 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance, God card by the way, 2 Dimensional Barrier, 1 Macrocosmos, and 1 Red Reboot. Anything you want to say about the side?
Quickly, DD Crow, obviously we know why it's there. It's good against Despia, and it's also good against the Eldritch decks, and then Sky Striker and rogue decks, really Salad Striker. Despia is not rogue, but those are it comes in for. And like I said, I don't think Droll and Lancey or anything is good right now. And I also like that this outs DP DD Crow.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of applications DD Crow's good for. Some matchups though you don't even side it in against. Yeah, that's why I played DD Crow. Oh, the third ogre was for like anything that played adventure and like the mirror match. It's really good against the mirror match. And what else was it good against? There was something else I had it in there for, and I'm having a brain fart, so
Flunder?
it's fine. Yes, good
Okay.
job. Thank God. Yeah, it was the field spell for Flunder.
Okay.
I just wanted like I wanted to take out the bells for the third ogre and the reboot and the Harpy's Feather Duster for Flunder. That was like my side pattern for that deck.
Gotcha.
It's not much, but it's not like this Swordsoul deck. Like kind of has a decent matchup versus the Flunder deck, so
I've
I
noticed that.
wasn't too worried about that. Yep, and then the Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 Lightning Storm, and the reboot. Like I honestly wish I could play more back row stuff, but you just can't fit it. Because you'd have to take away from your going first cards, which this deck needs.
Yeah.
And so like that was just for like the back row decks, like Eldritch and stuff like that. I also side Lightning Storm in for the mirror match.
Yeah, it's
A
very
lot of
good.
times, like a lot of times, everybody gets greedy and puts all their guys in attack mode because they're slightly bigger than their like defense. So they like summon everything in attack mode, and Lightning Storm can like really at the minimum it forces Baron, but a lot of times you force Baron with like Vishuda and then you Lightning Storm.
Hmm.
Like you can like if you really wanted to, you could crash the Tenyi and then Lightning Storm there. But a lot of times you don't do that, but Lightning Storm performed really good. I have no problems with it. Sometimes it worries me when the Eldritch deck uses the Heavenly Prison thing.
Yeah.
That does scare me, and I have thought about the anti-magic arrows and stuff like that. Like I've
Night
thought about
Beam.
that. I've thought about light beam, yeah, or night beam.
Yep, Night Beam.
I out of all three of them, I think that like the best one probably is night beam, because like this deck wants to keep their battle phase, and like like we talked about earlier, we don't want to be grinding.
Yeah.
So I think Night Beam is probably correct. It just sucks because it's super low impact against Eldritch.
Yeah,
So
I've personally been siding the arrows, and it's pretty nice.
really, you like it that much?
Yeah.
Fair
Basically,
enough.
like 3 more copies of Red Reboot.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's just I like to go for game. Maybe I'm being greedy.
Yeah, well, I
But
mean,
like I said,
they're both valid points.
yeah, I tested anti-magic arrows, but not for long. I probably didn't give it too long of credit. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like my favorite card. But I'll give that more thought. The Lightning Storm's interchangeable though, right at the moment. So obviously the 3 anti spell is just like you said, the God card.
Yeah.
This card is just so good. I've been on anti spell in pretty much every deck I've played for the last 2 years.
Hurts
Well, year and a
hand.
half. Like the card has just never been bad. It's always it at least trades with 50% of their hand. Like it's so good. It's just like it's so good. And another thing, it like beats board breaking cards like Dark Rulers and stuff like that, which is so good.
Lightning
And
Storm.
then it's really good against
Branded
the
deck.
Despia deck. Yep. So yep, 3 of those, and then I played 2D Barrier because in the mirror match this card's garbage, and because like what are you gonna call? Like you can only call synchro, and you negate your own synchros. So
Yeah.
like it's really rough. Like it's honestly only good in your against the mirror if you open bad. So like it's kind of hard to side it. But,
Yeah.
and then Macrocosmos is good against everything. If you already built your board, macro is just like almost game, pretty much game. Even against the mirror, like it takes away Vishuda and takes away from all the Tennies mostly. They don't get any resources off the draw, off Moyi. You can't like. It's like they could still do stuff, but like it's not enough to break your board without without their like engine being in the graveyard. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. Do you just want to run through what your matchups were really quickly?
Yeah, sorry. So round 1, we played Tri Brigade Lunalite. Was like, he didn't really do too much Lunalite stuff, so it wasn't really like I didn't even know it was Lunalites until game 3. But so it was 2-1 there. Then I did Adventure Phantom Knight, 2-0 that. Salad, 2-0 that. I don't know how he made it. like that far, but he did. He was a cool guy though. Shout out to
Yeah.
him. Uh, Swordsoul, I 2-1 that. The Swordsoul mirror, I played against this guy. I don't even. I think his name was Christian. Um, he was like I didn't even know who he was. But he was playing exceptionally well. Like by far better than a lot of people that I've like played against in a long time. Shout out to Christian. And then I 2-0 Adventure Dragon, and then I 2-0 Despia for 6-0. And that was my tournament.
And yeah, well, congratulations on earning your VIP spot for YCS Hartford.
I know, that's kind of interesting. I honestly, I didn't really like, I wasn't gonna take it because I like didn't want like special treatment and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna do it for just for one. Like I'll just do it once, and I'll probably never do it again. So it'll be cool the experience. I get to sit with Raph and Pack though. That's
Yeah,
kinda
no,
sick.
and Nim as well. I believe he's got his VIP as well.
Wow, that's wild.
You'll be
It'll be kind of
amongst
fun.
some big names.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll just do a couple shout outs really quick and then
Sure.
I'll let you go. Sorry for chapping.
You're good. You're good.
So shout outs to my main source of testing, Henry. He's my testing partner for the most part. Shout outs to my boys, Dan, Adam, Winter Kills, and Valarge. Yep. And shout outs to you for getting third place.
Thank
It
you.
was kind of weird how they did that though.
Yeah, no top cut.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was weird, but oh well. I mean, it was kind of weird even that you were on table 2, one on table 2, and then you played on table 3
Yeah.
for the
Little
last round.
scuff.
Like that was like what? And then the guy that was on table 3 played me in the finals. I was like, well, that's weird.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Yeah, but it was a good tournament. It was fun. I always have fun going to Rochester, but yep, that's
All right.
it.
Cool. Thank you very much, and thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more of my content, check out one of the videos on the bottom of the screen right now, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members who are Tweeter0226, Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Keith Sidgers, Justin Lamb, Master of Isa, and HDH Cyber. Thank you guys so much as always for extremely kind and generous support of the channel.